So hello there and welcome to another interview of The Shield Doing the Couch. Today I'm joined by Charlie Eron. He's the guitarist for the band Wait, We Are in Transit. Wait is the short, a progressive death metal band from Baltimore. So how are you, Charlie, today?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for taking some time to talk with me. I know that the album The End of Noise came out at the beginning of February.
Right.
So it's a very interesting album with the progressive elements, but I've seen YouTube videos of yourself playing a lot of jazz. So I'm guessing that jazz obviously is a big influence on you. When you were creating this album, how did you want to have your love for jazz represented in this type of music?
I mean, totally. Yeah. My goal, I think any musician's goal is to, have their influences shine through their creation. But, you know, I, I'd love to have even more improvisational elements in the music. I don't really know how that's possible, but I'm figuring it out. Um,
Well,
there are a lot of groups that are really successful with that. Like, do you know of Exevious at all?
no, I haven't heard that group.
Uh, well, anyways, they're a group that does that kind of thing. You know,
Yeah, no, and on the first half song, what is the half day to funeral? I think is the name, right? The first song,
Half Funeral.
half funeral. The beginning, the singing doesn't start like at the end, so I could feel a lot of like the jazz elements on that song, jazz progressive. And when the vocals hit, I know you guys use a lot of like clean vocals with the
Mhm.
harsh vocals. So besides jazz, what other musical influences do you have that you try to incorporate in your band's sound?
Well, personally, I'm influenced by a lot of classical music, just with orchestration more so than anything. Arrangement, though, it's mostly pop music that influences the form of those songs. And Max, he had a large part in arranging for this record. He's been a great teacher for songwriting in general. He's a brilliant songwriter. And I I met him in 2013 or something. He was doing stuff with Exist. They put their first EP out, maybe 2011 or something. I don't know. But Exist was a pretty big influence on Wade's sound too. Um, Exist is Max and Alex's main project,
Oh, yeah, I
and
saw I saw that
yeah,
they're on another band. So you guys met way back sometime 2011, 2014. When did you decide to collaborate and form this new project?
I'd been bugging Max for a while about it. Um, we had a class together at the same college, and we had we had a mutual friend who I was taking classes with at the college I went to, and we're all from Maryland. Um, just a bunch of mutual friends in the scene. Um, I think the conversation really started around 2016 or something. Um, I had a bunch of demos, some of the stuff which was on this latest record, in a totally different form, and Max was into it, and we started the conversation, and we really didn't start writing and collaborating until I don't know, 2017 or so, and that then our EP, self-titled EP, came out in 2019.
Okay, and then obviously the pandemic happened, and you had time to work on the full length album that became The End of Noise. So,
Yeah.
in The End of Noise, what are the themes that are explored in this record?
Oh man. Uh, well, it's it, the subject matter really is day to day uh, existential crises, I guess you could say. Personally, that's it for me. A lot of the lyrical content, I'd say 5 out of the 7 songs comes from Max more so, and he's got more of a I don't know, I hate to use the word exist again, but existential kind of take on subject matter. But it really, I feel like it's up to the interpretation of the listener. It could be about anything. It's a little vague, I think.
Yeah, I think it
lyrically.
depends on who's listening and reading the lyrics. So you
Yeah.
guys as a band, do you first work on the music and then work on lyrics, or do you first work on lyrics and then do the music?
Yeah, the music comes first, and for me the lyrical content is dependent on the feel of the song, the meter of the song, the overall tone of the song. When I write, I just kind of sit down with an acoustic guitar and I come up with melodic ideas. I had a music teacher in school who said most important thing is always melody comes first, and I try to take that to heart.
Yeah, I think in metal and progressive, I think if a song has melody to it, I think it has that mass appeal that can appeal to everyone because everyone likes melody at the end. Or at least I like melody. And obviously Baltimore, it's known for, there's a lot of prog and djent band that comes from there. I think doesn't Periphery?
Yeah, Periphery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Periphery is from
I
there.
think they're from Bethesda.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And Tosin with Animals as leaders. I think he's from the DC area. I have no idea where he's living now, but
yeah. So it's an area that a lot of that type of music really comes from. So what's your favorite song from the latest album, The End of Noise, and why?
I mean, it depends on the day of the week. I really, so when we were writing the record, I turned 30, like in the process of writing the record, and that kind of influenced the lyrics of Half Funeral. It's about
don't say that. I'm almost 45.
Turning 30. Well, I'd say my favorite parts are the heavily layered lyric portions, like clean singing, like in Half Funeral. Earth/Orbit, there's a clean section with, I don't know, maybe 5 voices or so, maybe 4 or 5 voices.
Yeah, no, I like how you guys layered the vocals on it, and I really like the End of Noise song.
Yeah.
So let's look at the artwork for this album, because the artwork for this album is amazing. Who worked on this artwork?
His name is Sebastian Jerk. He also designed the logo. He's in Germany.
Nice.
And he's done the artwork and logo for Exist as well.
Yeah, no, the artwork is amazing. What are you trying? When I look at that artwork, I think there's a theme of like time, and I don't know. Man. I see the clock on the thing of
these
time
are
on his face, or like
these
time
are the hardball questions. I mean, it's a pretty common trope, just like time is running out, whatever, like the sand from the hourglass is slipping through his fingers and he's trying to grasp it with his other hand.
Yeah, no, it looks great. And so why did you decide on the title The End of Noise for this release?
Well, so it came from the title track, The End of Noise. That is kind of the noise in that title is a reference to just every modern distraction, you know, social media, just it's everywhere. You can't really turn it off. You can't get away from it. And the end of that noise just kind of refers to hopefully being able to tune it out. I don't know, by isolation or something. I'm not really sure. It just seemed
Okay, yeah. Well, it sounds interesting.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of up to the interpretation of the listener. For me, I had a strong feeling about it at the time, and you know, a couple months down the road, it might mean something totally different to me.
Something. Yeah.
I mean, I realize that's kind of nebulous, but I feel like if you fixate on something for too long, it's not good for you.
No, I agree, and you know, so maybe when you wrote it, or it meant something else, but then it becomes something else. Or I think it's nice to leave it to the imagination, so that everyone can interpret it their own way. So how long did it take to record the End of Noise for you guys?
Man. Well, I recorded my guitar parts remotely. Alex recorded his bass parts remotely. We demoed the drums, had guitar tracks, bass tracks, vocal tracks, and then we sent it to Anoop to do live drums and mixing. The whole process, I don't even remember, over 6 months. I mean, it was all spread out just based on people's schedules. You know, nowadays recordings all happens remotely.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got my interface, I got my amp modeler, neural DSP, which I use to record the guitars. I don't know, I feel like the studio is kind of a relic nowadays, aside from tracking drums, of course. You know, you got to have everything mic'd up, and there's a mixing board and faders and whatnot, but it's all digital now.
Yeah, it's all changed, and obviously we need bands are coming up with different ways to record. So I know obviously your other bandmates are busy with other projects, and you told one of them was touring with Obscura. But I think the material for Wait is very strong. Are there any plans to do a tour sometime in the future for this material?
No solid plans right now, but I would love to be able to play this music live. I mean, that's something that I've been itching to do. You know, it's nice to have that live feedback and energy with this music, so it's not created and in a vacuum.
Yeah, no, I totally.
I don't know.
It's
one thing to have people, you know, digesting it on their phones, their computers, remotely, but to share that with a live audience, that's very cool.
No, that's the ultimate goal, you know, and you can't compare listening to an album digitally to have it in person. You know, it's never gonna be the same.
You know, there's a recording that are you familiar with Meshuggah at all?
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right, cool. You know Future Breed Machine? So there's a video that I keep going to, I don't know, maybe once a year or so. It must be like 2001 or something, or early 2000s, and they're playing in Virginia at this club, and the energy there is just wild. And
I just on another level.
Yeah, I like watching it just to see the energy in the audience. And I mean, the sound's pretty good too, and it's cool.
No, yeah, of course, and I think the style of music that you play, there's many bands that would fit in with what you're playing. If you got to tour right now, what would be your dream tour? Like the lineup that you say, like, yes, I'm in without thinking it.
Man, love to tour with Warforged. They're on our record, or our record label, as well as the vocalist Adrian. He's on a record doing a guest vocal spot in the last song. That's a tough question to answer. I mean, I know Warforged puts on a great live show. Leprous, they put one of the best live shows I've ever been to.
I've seen them. They're amazing live.
Yeah. Very great performers versus, I mean, it's one thing to like play your music live, but there's a difference between playing live and putting on a show.
No, yeah, I agree.
And they figured that out. Devin Townsend, he is a showman. You know, he's
a chameleon. Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a good performer. I don't know. I mean, the genres are a little mismatched, but I'd love to play a show with Devin Townsend Project or something, just because I want to be around people who are good performers.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's
Devin
an art.
Townsend, it's, you know, he can play anything. So yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, he can.
He has so many, and he has so much material, and everything so different. Like it's really impressive. I would love to see him live as well. I don't like all of his stuff, but obviously seeing him live has to be like a great experience. So
yeah, I saw him with, oh man, who was on the bill? I can't remember, but I saw him at Soundstage in Baltimore. Oh man, and he put on a show, like not just a live set. It was a performance.
No, yeah, I bet, you know, it should be impressive to see him. So right now, obviously, the album has come out 2 months ago. Do you still have, for people who want to get, I saw the vinyl variants for it, and they look pretty sick. Do you still have copies that people who are interested in getting it physically can get it?
Yeah, absolutely. We have few vinyl left. Kind of an understatement, if I'm being honest, but they're available at the Artisan Air website as well as our Bandcamp, which is, I have to Google it, sorry.
I think if you put I think Bandcamp is a great tool. Like, I don't like Bandcamp too much to stream because I find it kind of like not easy, like to use it. But I like it to buy.
I mean, it's quick plug for our Bandcamp. It's wait.bandcamp.com. Easy enough.
Yeah.
But it's difficult as an artist nowadays because of Spotify.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's so easy to just, like, when a new record comes out, just click it on Spotify and then that's the end of it. If I really like a record and I want to support an artist, I'll go to their merch page or their Bandcamp. I'll just buy their record, or their vinyls. I have a record player. I enjoy listening to vinyls.
No, I do as well. And it's an expensive hobby, but yeah, it sounds different. So
it's an addiction.
Yeah, I'm glad you say you had some copies left. I'll try to get one for me.
Yeah.
I like to put them on the wall and listen to them. You know, it's different, and obviously for smaller bands, it makes the whole difference, you know, to buy it physically than just stream it, you know. And plus, the vinyl now, they have such pretty colors and
I know, yeah. The designs we have are exceptionally cool.
Yeah,
this one I'm super happy with how they turned out.
Nice. So so obviously you would love to tour with it. Do you have any new material you already are working on at the moment?
I have a whole folder of half-baked ideas. When it comes to selecting new material for the next album, the process will probably be going through all those ideas and seeing what's related thematically and fleshing them out. That's kind of, I mean, I think every month I'll have a couple new ideas in my in Cubase that I just try to work on, see where it goes, and if something really sticks out, then I'll highlight it in my computer, and I'll come back to it later.
Just don't do a Kirk Hammett where he kept like the riffs on the phone, then he lost it.
No. I mean, I have a bunch of ideas on my phone that I'll be in the shower and I'll hear a melody and I'll just record it with my voice, and then I'll listen back to it the next day, and it just sounds like, because of the shower. What was I thinking about?
Noise. Yeah.
But,
I would get why that wouldn't work, but
sometimes it does.
Sometimes, yeah. So Charlie, it was great of you to take some time to talk with me and go a little bit of what the End of Noise is like. You know, it's a great album, especially for people who like prog, death metal. I think there's a lot of prog and technicality in this album, and the jazz elements, as we stated. So anyone that likes that type of music, I think, will enjoy this record. So again, thank you for your time, and hopefully you guys get to tour on this, or maybe with more new material, and possibly come to Florida so I can go.
Oh man. Absolutely. And thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for having me.
Charlie, thank you for talking with me. So this is Hector the Shield doing a couch. I'll see you all next time right here on the couch. Thank you and have a great day.